Hi and welcome to this episode of the Manx Radio Newscast. We're going to hear now from Sarah Lakeman, mother of Jacques and Torin Lakeman, who died in 2014. I should say at this point, some people may find what Sarah's talking about quite upsetting, but it's just because she speaks so movingly about what it's like as a mum to go through the sort of tragedy that has faced her family. It's not without hope, though, because Sarah is able to articulate how she's been able to forge a new life, live a new normal after what she's been through. I went down to Port St Mary to meet Sarah at her home and first asked her, really, just how she is now, 10 years on.
Well, how am I? It's a very difficult question to answer, actually, because obviously I'm not recovered, because you never do recover from something like that. That's horrendous. That's what happened to us. But I'm coping very well, and I have been trying to live the best possible life I can, given the circumstances, just in memory of my boys, really, because I think that's what they would have wanted. But there are times when I just sit back and think, yeah, it's very hard, and I sometimes feel empty inside. But, no, I'm doing okay. This weekend's particularly hard, though.
And I think that's the thing, isn't it? These significant anniversaries, because it's not just the fact that Jacques and Torin died, it's their future died with them.
Exactly, and our future, really. Our future. Grandchildren, spending time with them, that's all gone as well, so. But we're doing considering we are doing okay, and I'm going to be upset now because it's the 10th year. But, the anniversaries are difficult, and there are so many of them. There's Christmas. You have Christmas coming up, and everybody, of course, gets very joyful about Christmas, and we don't, but we try. We try because the people who love us and care about us don't want to see us upset. So we do really, really well. We really put a good show on, I would say, and we really enjoy ourselves because, I hate seeing my sister cry, for example, and I get upset. She cries. So we just, we do. There are times where we probably don't feel like doing things, but we do it because of the people we love, and we get a lot of comfort from that as well, so. Yeah.
Sarah, death is a difficult thing for anybody to talk about, and I just wonder how your friends, maybe the people who don't know you as well and who may be worried about saying the wrong thing to you over the years.
I think people who are worried about saying things just don't say things. They just take us as we are. What I find particularly difficult is when I'm in a new situation and I don't know people. So for example, if you go on holiday with a group of people and you don't know them, but you get to know them over the holiday, and you just wait for the question, have you got children? And I now say, once I thought, I'll just say no, because I don't want to hurt them and upset them and make it awkward, but I felt like I stabbed myself in the heart, so I never did that again. So now I just say, yes, I do have 2 children, but unfortunately they died, and I just wait to see their reaction, and then I say something like, it's okay, I've been living with it for 10 years now. But it's not really okay, but it makes them feel better. And I always feel better, and I think, well, okay, they're either going to accept me and accept the situation and cope with it, or they're not. And I look at it as their problem, not mine. I've got enough to cope with without worrying about what they feel now.
But that's the thing, is that people would be so scared of saying the wrong thing to you.
Exactly, yeah. And I don't, there isn't a wrong thing to say. Just take me as I am, just be my friend, it doesn't matter. I'm still a person, even though I've been through a terrible tragedy. It doesn't mean I'm a non-person or somebody that you've got to put your foot around, because I'm not that sort of person anyway.
Tell us a little bit about Jacques and Torin. Remind us what they were like.
Well, they were just like typical boys, really, getting fun out of life. They enjoyed. They were a bit like me in a way. They enjoyed everything. They threw themselves when they were younger into all sorts of things, drama, music. They were both very musical, and they were fun. I mean, Jacques had a sense of humour. You'd hear Jacques giggling, and you just have to join in. Anybody who knows Jacques would know about his sense of humour. And Torin was a little bit more intense. They were very bright children, actually. Yeah, they were very and fun to be with. Yeah, and I miss them loads.
How have you managed to sort of piece your life together after what you've been through on a practical level, I suppose? What do you do after you face something like that? Well,
you collapse at first, obviously. It was a long time before I actually wanted to do anything apart from die, basically. Then you make a decision and you think, well, do I really want to die? Is that what my boys would have wanted, or do I want to live? And once you've made that decision that you want to live, you just have to go for it, really. And I've achieved so much since I died, honestly. I've got a degree in Spanish from Dundee University. I've picked up the ukulele from scratch. I'm not musical. I just waltzed into the ukulele group then, and the group leader just laughed, because I thought, what should I do now I've retired? Well, no, I'll do something completely different. I'll take up the ukulele. So Jacques had an old ukulele on the windowsill, which was just gathering dust. So I was like, trying to get rid of the dust. And I turned up with this ukulele group. I wandered in, and they were all there with their music stands and their posh ukuleles, and I was there with this, like, what we got at a charity shop, I think, ukulele. And the group leader went, "Are you Sarah?" I went, "Yeah." She said, "OK, well, just for today, just mute it and sing." And I said, I'm sorry, but I don't know how to mute it. That's how bad I was. I did not know one end of a ukulele from another. I didn't know anything. Well, 2 or 3 years on, I'm doing really well, I think. We said we do concerts and all sorts, and I've had so much fun being in that group, and the people are lovely, and I've had so much fun. The challenge was just amazing, and I really, really enjoy it. It's the highlight of my week, going to ukulele, and the people are gorgeous, and they know all about the boys, and they've all accepted everything. And the first year I actually joined the group was when we were doing concerts at the Falcon to raise charity for Parkinson's. And a lot of the bands that were on the CD were the ones that used to play there. And I actually said to the ukulele, I said to the group, "Do you think the ukulele group would like to come and play?" And she went, "I don't know." But I had to tell them, of course, what it was all about. And they were fine, and they all turned up, and it was lovely. It was absolutely lovely. And we did our usual songs. We did, and we couldn't do it very well. We had been practising, but we weren't very good at it. But we did "Sweet Child of Mine" because it was one of the boys' favourites, because they loved Guns N' Roses. Well, we've never heard anything like it. But we did our best. We went down a storm. And I just say, my boys are looking down on me now. They've been laughing their socks off. Yeah, but they inspired me in that, because I wanted to do something as well that linked me with them, because they always had the guitars and the music and everything. So it's like brought music back into the house, really, because it died with them for a long time.
You have also moved house as well, and I just wonder what that was like. So I suppose leaving the place where all those memories were, was that something that you felt you needed to do?
It was a huge wrench. I felt we needed to do it because we really needed to not make a fresh start, because if you don't make it, but just get away from all the memories a little bit and everything, because I couldn't go into their rooms. I couldn't even open their doors. And I thought, we can't live like this. And I didn't want to live in a shrine, and I didn't want to... Anyway, I thought... But it was hard. Ray didn't want to move at all. And getting rid of the stuff was hard. We got rid of a lot of the boys' stuff. We just kept a couple of things. But once we'd actually moved, I felt a great sense of relief and a bit of calmness inside me, and it was the best thing we could have done. Yeah, it was really, yeah. It took us a while, though. 5 years it took us. Yeah.
And I suppose when you're grieving, no two people experience the same journey, do they? And I wonder for both of you what that process has been like and how you've been able to support each other.
Well, we've coped in different ways, because I've coped basically by putting one foot in front of the other and getting through my days and keeping myself busy. And he's coped by throwing himself into projects. And that's I just let him get on with that, and he lets me do it my way. But he's done so much, and he's run marathons. he did Hadrian's Wall Walk. I walk it on wearing the T-shirt. I didn't do it. He did organise all the concerts for the boys in memory of the boys. He's organised the CD. He's joined Anybody's Child, which is one of the charities that you could put towards on the CD if you want to donate. Yeah, so that's how he's coped. So we've coped in very different ways, really. Yeah, he keeps himself busy by launching himself to projects, and I keep myself busy by just doing things I enjoy. And
we are speaking to Ray about the Jacta project, which is something really quite special and a really poignant legacy.
It is, and it is, absolutely. And people still putting the little figures all around. And when I'm going to Svalbard with a friend of mine, who's a very dear friend of mine, and she's the only one I could persuade to come with me, because had Torin survived and done his MA, which he wanted to do, he would have spent 6 months in Svalbard looking at the stars. So Gaynor and I are going to Svalbard, and I'm going to take a little figure. We're going in May, just in memory. I've just bought myself some snow boots in preparation.
And speaking of the stars, you did something really quite special with some of the boys' ashes. Would you be able to tell us about that?
Yeah. We've still actually got some of the boys' ashes, but for a long time we didn't know what to do with them. We didn't know where the best place to put them was, what the boys would have liked. And we just came across ashes in space and it's Aura flights. So we contacted them and we sent the boys' ashes into space, and it was a wonderful moment. Yeah, and I've got a link. If anybody's interested, I have got a link to that, and it is very, very emotional watching it, but it's beautiful. And when you look up at the stars now, you just think they're there, they're everywhere, they're all around. Yeah, it's lovely.
Have you, at any point, just wonder, Sarah, why us? Why have we had to go through this?
I don't know. I don't really look at things like that. I do sometimes wonder why I'm alive and they're dead, because it's not the natural order of things. But I don't look at myself as what have I done to deserve this sort of thing. So I don't think like that, no. But I do sometimes think it's not right that I'm still on the planet and they're not.
How do you want them to be remembered?
As they were, fun-loving, lovely boys, my children.
And Sarah, knowing what the 10 years have been like, what would you go back and say to yourself, who's just learned that she's had the worst possible news? And I suppose, what would you say to her? Say, actually, you're going to get through this.
Take it each day at a time, and you'll get there. I'm not sure where there is. I'm not sure I've got there. I'm not sure if I will get there, but take each day at a time. I take pleasure in something every single day, even if it's something as simple as like making a beautiful cup of coffee or a wonderful cup of tea, sitting with my friends, reading my book, practicing my ukulele. I'm still doing a bit of supply at work. I just take pleasure in things and try to make sure I get the best out of every day. Even though there's still that huge emptiness inside me, I try to push it down. Samuel Beckett springs to mind, because he says something along the lines of, I can't carry on, I will carry on. I'm sure I've misquoted it, but it's something like that. And that's basically it. You carry on. You carry on and you carry on. And sometimes you don't want to carry on, but you do. And you just try and get the best out of things, because that's all you can do in their memory. Sometimes when I have the days where I feel I don't want to carry on, I think, no, Jacques and Torin want their mum to carry on and want her to enjoy things, which I do.
I almost feel like I want you to get your ukulele out now and show us how good you are.
No. Don't tell Ruby. Ruby knows that I'm learning the ukulele because she's so good. She brought the ukulele down to the Albert the other night, and I thought, I'm not taking mine. I did say to her one day, we could do a duet, Ruby, outside Marks and Spencer's. But I don't think that'll ever happen. I don't think I'm ever going to be as good as her.
Never know. We could see you there.
You
Sarah,
never know.
Thank you so much for talking to us. We're all thinking about you on this 10th year anniversary.
Thank you very much. A sense of humour helps as well.
Sarah Lakeman. She really wouldn't believe it herself, but I think she is one of the most incredible people I've ever met. She speaks so movingly and is so incredibly honest about what the past decade has been like for her. But as I said, there is hope in there as well. She is now living this new normal and is, as she said, determined to live. She is finding the joy where she can. We are thinking of her and Ray and all Jacques and Torin's family at what is an incredibly difficult time. Sarah also mentioned what they did with the boys' ashes, and it's something I'd never heard of before, and Sarah has given me the link, so if you'd like to watch, it is very moving. I should probably warn you. I will put the link on the podcast page, and if you'd like to access any support after what you've been listening to, then those links will be on the podcast page as well. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for making it to the end of the Manx Radio Newscast. You are obviously someone with exquisite taste. May I politely suggest you might want to subscribe to this and a wide range of Manx Radio podcasts at your favourite podcast provider, so our best bits will magically appear on your smartphone. Thank you.